Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shunvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto Hevadrani Vidnoti Suhrutsatam नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Thank you all for joining. We are in the Nityam Bhagavata Seva daily study of Srimad Bhagavatam verse by verse. We came to chapter 3. His Grace Gopikanta Krishna Prabhuji started with verse 1. Now we are reading Canto 1, chapter 3, verse 2. So let me share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen. So you can also recite along with me. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabi hradambujad asid brahma vishwasrujam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabi hradambujad asid brahma vishwasrujam patihi. यस्यांबसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रां वितन्वतः नाभिहृदाम्बुजाद् आसीद् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजां पतिः. Word by word translation. Yasya, whose, ambasi, in the water, shayanasya, lying down, yoga nidram, sleeping in meditation, vitanvataha, ministering, nabhi, navel, hruda, out of the lake, Ambujat, from the lotus, Asit, was manifested, Brahma, the grandfather of the living beings, Vishwa, the universe, Srujam, the engineers, Patihi, master. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As part of the Purusha, a part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. The first Purusha is the Karunodakashai Vishnu. From his skin holes, innumerable universes have sprung up. In each and every universe, the Purusha enters as Garbhodakashai Vishnu. He is lying within the half of the universe which is full with the water of his body. And from the navel of Garbhodakashai Vishnu has sprung the stem of the lotus flower, the birthplace of Brahma, who is the father of all living beings and the master of all the demigod engineers engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. Within the stem of the lotus, there are 14 divisions of planetary systems, and the earthly planets are situated in the middle. Upwards, there are other better planetary systems, and the topmost system is called Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. Downwards from the earthly planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by the Asuras and similar other materialistic living beings. From Garbhodakashai Vishnu, there is an expansion of the Kshirodakashai Vishnu, who is the collective Paramatma of all living beings. He is called Hari, and from him all the incarnations within the universe are expanded. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Purusha Avatara is manifested in 3 features. First, the Karnodakashai, who creates aggregate material ingredients in the Mahatattva. Second, the Garbhodakashai, who enters in each and every universe. And third, the Kshirodakashai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic and inorganic. One who knows these plenary features of the personality of Godhead knows Godhead properly, and thus the knower becomes freed from the material conditions of birth, death, old age, and disease, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In this sloka, the subject matter of Mahavishnu is summarized. The Mahavishnu lies down in some part of the spiritual sky by his own free will. Thus, he lies on the ocean of Karna, from where he glances over his material nature, and the Mahatattva is at once created. Thus, electrified by the power of the Lord, the material nature at once creates innumerable universes, just as in due course a tree decorates itself in innumerable grown fruits. The seed of the tree is sown by the cultivator, and the tree or creeper in due course becomes manifest with so many fruits. Nothing can take place without a cause. The Karna ocean is therefore called the causal ocean. Karna means causal. We should not foolishly accept the atheistic theory of creation. The description of the atheist is given in the Bhagavad Gita. The atheist does not believe in the creator, but he cannot give a good theory to explain the creation. Material nature has no power to create without the power of the Purusha, just as a Prakriti or a woman cannot produce a child without the connection of a Purusha, a man. The Purusha impregnates and the Prakriti delivers. We should not expect milk from the fleshy bags on the neck of a goat, although they look like bristly nipples. Similarly, we should not expect any creative power from the material ingredients. We must believe in the power of the Purusha, who impregnates Prakriti or nature. Because the Lord wished to lie in meditation, the material energy created innumerable universes at once. In each of them, the Lord lay down, and thus all the planets of the different paraphernalia were created at once by the will of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited potencies, and thus he can act as he likes by perfect will. Although personally he has nothing to do, no one is greater than or equal to him. That is the verdict of. We'll say the pranam mantras before we discuss. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you all for joining and giving me the opportunity to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. Although I am not qualified, I take this as an opportunity to purify myself and to give the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas who have assembled here. So, this is a continuation of from last week, where Sukadeva Goswami is giving the instructions. Suta Goswami is giving the instructions of the 6 questions that were answered, and one of the question is, please tell about the different incarnations of the Supreme Lord. And now, in order to understand that, we need to understand the Purusha avatars, means from where all the different avatars came from. And that is being discussed here. So I thought maybe if we can look at it visually, it will help. So I put a few slides together. Let me open it. So there are 3 Vishnus. When we talk about Vishnu, previously we thought there is only one Vishnu, but Vishnu, if we go in details, as per the Narad Pancharatra, the Vishnu is actually 3. When we say Vishnu, there are 3 Vishnus, which who all collectively take care of the this material world. And it is also mentioned that this is a very confidential topic, and just like in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Janma karma cha me divyam yome bhakt. So whoever knows the transcendental nature of my birth will never take birth again in this material world. So if we know the 3 Vishnus, then we will not take birth again. We'll get liberation. So the first Vishnu that was mentioned is Karnadokasai Vishnu, and he is also called Mahavishnu. And he is the first Purusha incarnation. And what does he do? He lies down on the spiritual sky by his own free will. This is very important. So,
are you sharing some screen, Prabhuji?
Oh, you are not able to see anything?
We are seeing only sloka.
Oh, let me share again. Sorry. I hope you can see.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay. So the first Purusha incarnation is expansion is Karnodakshai Vishnu, and from his skin innumerable universes come out, and he lies on some part of the spiritual sky by his own free will. So the question that comes up is why we came into this material world, right? So Prabhuji, Gopikant Prabhuji explained last week that there are two types of living beings, Nitya Siddha and Nitya Baddha. And if you look at the division of those, three-fourth of the whole of the living entities are Nitya Siddhas and one-fourth of them is Nitya Baddhas. Means like from time immemorial, we all have been in this material world, and we have been in Mahavishnu's body when Krishna expanded. So we are all the separated energies of the Supreme Lord, and out of his own free will, he expanded, and we, or whatever be the reason, we have been in his body. And if you go and like Prabhuji was saying, we'll have more details when we go to chapter Canto 3. But the reason is like we are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and as when the Supreme Lord expanded as different energies, so some of the energies of the Supreme Lord, the separated energies, by default, they did not have that love automatically. So they were more covered by the false ego. Aham mameti means I want to enjoy independently. So that one and other three-fourth of living entities by default, they wanted to serve in association. But what happens in the spiritual sky? When you take fish in the water, it can only swim. When you take the fish out of water, it cannot swim. Similarly, in the spiritual world, there is only one way, which is there is one Purusha and everybody else is Prakriti, means the Lord's energies. What is the nature of Purusha and Prakriti? They have to, the Prakriti has to, is the energy of the Lord, so it has to serve, and Purusha gives he's the enjoyer. If the Prakriti, for some reason, thinks that it want to enjoy independently, the nature of the spiritual world is that it doesn't allow that. So basically what happens is that Prakriti becomes dull. It doesn't act, it doesn't manifest, in the sense it becomes inactive. But the Supreme Lord is so merciful that he doesn't want that part of the Prakriti to go in a dull matter. So what he does, he expands as Mahavishnu, encapsulating all of that one-fourth of the Prakriti that wanted to be separate, and then he agitates that. Why? How he agitates? By looking at, glancing over the nature. So he looks at his material nature and he glances it over it. With his glance only, everything gets agitated, and with this glance, all these universes get emitted from his pores, and all these living entities that are within his body, they enter into this universe and they get activated. And since we cannot say that there is nothing that happens automatically, so like in the purport Prabhupada was saying that the modern scientists, the atheistic theories, they don't have the right information. They come up with some theories, but they can't back up with their theories, because they say that in the beginning there is nothing, and suddenly there was a big bang, and the big bang happened randomly, and everything came into existence in this universe. But when we question that, okay, what caused the Big Bang? How did it happen? What was there anything before the Big Bang? The answer is no, we don't know. So, but that answer cannot be like that. So everything happens with a cause. There is nothing. If you, even in the material world, if we see around us, is there anything that happens by itself? Everything has to happen. There should be a cause for everything, and the supreme cause is Krishna, which is Krishna, and from Krishna only the expansions like Mahavishnu, all the other incarnations, Ramadi Murti Shakalani Venatistan, means every incarnation came expand or an expansion of Krishna. And the purpose of Mahavishnu is this, which is to allow that one-fourth of the living entities who did not have that, or who forgot that the true nature, which is to serve the Supreme Lord, to activate them and give them the opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. Also give and that is why he expanded and he created this universe. And we are in one of the universe. So now we know who is Mahavishnu, who is an expansion of Krishna, and from him thousands, millions and millions of universes come, and we look at one universe. So when we go inside one universe, he again, like again we are saying, right, this is a dull matter. Prakriti cannot be activated by itself. We need the Purusha. So in this dull matter again, with the within the universe which is made out of the material energy, the material energy cannot get activated by itself. Again, someone has to activate it, and that Krishna again takes the role of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Mahavishnu again enters into this each and every universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Why is he called Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu? Because he lies on the universe, and from his body water emits, and that fills half of the universe, and that is called the Garbhodaka ocean. And from his, then after lying on the Garbhodaka ocean, from his navel, so here is a lotus sprout arises, and it keeps growing and goes all the way to the top, and when it opens up, Brahma appears there. Brahma is called Swayambhu because he is born he appears by himself. And within the stem of the lotus, if you see the stem, this stem contains the 14 planetary systems that we discussed in the previous sessions. Those 14 planetary systems are divided into three sections: the upper planetary system, the middle planetary system, and the lower planetary system. The upper planetary system is like the Satyaloka, Tapoloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, and all those lokas where most of the very learned living beings or highly spiritual and highly advanced living beings reside. And it is more in the subtle platform. And the middle planetary systems are the earthly planetary system where we have the Earth and other planets. And this is more both subtle and gross. And coming to the lower planetary system, we have Atala, Vitala, Satala, Rasatala, Mahartala, and Patala Loka. And this is where all the asuras and similar other materialistic living beings exist. And depending upon our karma and our nature of the living being, we take birth in one of the planetary systems, and we either go up and go down. But our whole goal should be to not. And in the in Bhagavad Gita, we have also read, right? Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punavartina Arjuna means even to the topmost Brahma Loka, you cannot escape from the miseries of the material world. And that's why our goal should be to get out of this material world. And one way of getting out is the easiest way of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which will allow us to break out of this universal shell, which you see the different layers, which will also come later. So this is on a high level that we covered about Karnataka Sai Vishnu and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And within the universe, you have all this. And you see the Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, the third Vishnu, we'll see who he is. So the third Purusha incarnation is called the Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. Again, like within the universe, okay, the lotus stem arose and Brahma came, and Brahma now he has the ability to create the all the material using the material ingredients, different planetary systems and all. But again, someone see this, our body cannot move by itself, even though it is matter. And even though our living entity is there, the living entity doesn't have the ability to move. And so again, Krishna or Vishnu has to come and help us. So what he does, he expands into every universe as Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. And when we refer to Vishnu without any prefix, whether it is Garbhodaka Sai, Karnodaka Sai, or Kshirodaka Sai, most of the time we are referring to this Vishnu, which is Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. He is also called in other, if someone says Hari, like when Gajendra was in trouble when the crocodile catches his leg, when he prays, "Oh, Supreme Lord, you are the topmost Supreme Lord, please come and help me." It is this Vishnu who comes in the form of Hari, means he will remove all the miseries. And he is also the Narayana. If someone says Narayana, they are referring to him only. And he is also called Paramatma because he is the super soul who is present in every atom of the in this universe, and he also enters into every heart of the living being, and he is the one who acts as a witness. Uh, So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 15, it is said, Matta smriti gnanam apohanam cha. So it is mentioned that I am present in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So if we are not able to recollect something, it is because it is the Paramatma who is granting, okay, this person should remember or this person should forget. And if we are able to get knowledge, it is also Paramatma who is granting all that. And that is nothing but Vishnu. And how is he doing that? Based on our past karmas and based on our present desires. If we keep desiring something more and more and more, then Paramatma will see, okay, this person has a sincere desire to know. Then he will start revealing, he will start making him remember, or he will give the knowledge that is required to achieve that thing. So if we want to make progress in Krishna consciousness, if we keep meditating on meditating in the sense not sitting and doing meditation, that's not a meditation we are saying, but if we keep on thinking that I want to know more about Krishna, I want to know more about this, or why is this happening, who am I, why am I in this material world, if you keep meditating on this, then Krishna will take you to the place where he will bring spiritual master into your life, and all that is done by Paramatma sitting within your heart, within all our hearts, and he is the witness. So he will not do any activity, he will only grant, and the material nature acts based on his direction. And he's so people might ask, okay, if I'm doing the karma, what is the guarantee that I will get the result? There is also some like terminology that karma will not leave anyone. So that the reason is it is under the supervision of the perfect human being, which is Vishnu, and the Kshirodakasai Vishnu. And since he is perfect, the results of the karma will also come for sure without fail. If we think that we cannot think that, oh, I made a sinful activity and the karma will not come, no, it will come. And the main thing he is completely impartial. When Bhagavad Gita says, I am partial to, I don't envy anyone, I'm not friend to anyone, I'm completely impartial. He is referring on this platform of Super Soul, where he will grant the karma of every living entity. But there is a provision. If we go and surrender to the same person, and he has the ability, if we go and surrender to Krishna, from whom all these expansions came, he can actually remove the karma because it is under his supervision. No demigod, no one can remove the karma because even the demigod's karma is also under control of Vishnu only. And the three Gunavataras we discussed briefly, right, which is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. So for the creation, you need Brahma to create the universe, and the bigger responsibility is the maintenance. We discussed like someone can create a building, but to maintain the building, it takes a lot of effort. And that is the responsibility taken by Vishnu himself, who is nothing but the Kshirodakasai Vishnu. And Maheshwara, he is the one who comes when the time of destruction, who annihilates everything. And the different incarnations, the avatar and other 24 incarnations or more, there are innumerable incarnations, but in every universe, that incarnation will enter into the universe through this Vishnu, the Kshirodakasai Vishnu. So people who don't have complete knowledge that this Mahavishnu, which is Karanodakasai Vishnu, Garbhodakasai Vishnu, Kshirodakasai Vishnu, are expansions of Krishna who is in the spiritual world, or people who don't have the information of the spiritual world, who only start from the time of creation, which is a material world, and start to see that all these incarnations are coming from Vishnu. They will think that, okay, Vishnu is the only main person and there is nobody beyond. But if it is not incorrect if you think in one way, because uh, all the incarnations are coming through Vishnu, and there is no difference between Vishnu and these incarnations. It is the same person. So there is nothing wrong. Acharya says there is nothing wrong. But the thing is, if you go deeper, you will understand that these incarnations are eternal, means they don't take birth and they don't die. They have been in the spiritual world from time immemorial, and they just appear in this universe and disappear from the universe. Out of all these different incarnations, then if you really want to ask the question, if there is a room of 1,100 candles, each of them is equally powerful. At one point, somebody might ask, which is the first candle? And once you ask that, then the question that comes up is, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Then you will understand that Krishna is the first candle. And okay. More things about the Kshirodakasai Vishnu is his personal abode in this universe is the Ksira Sagara, which is the ocean of milk. and it exists on a subtle platform which is much higher than the topmost Brahmaloka. So if you see here, these are the 14 planetary systems. This is not all in all. In the universe, there is also the Kshirodakasai Vishnu and also the Shiva manifest from Kailasa in as a local Kailasa. So in this material world, the abode of Vishnu is in the Kshira Sagara, which is the ocean of milk, and it is on above the Brahmaloka. And when we hear the story of Dhruvaloka, where he wanted a kingdom much higher than not his father, but his father's father, which is he is referring to Brahma, then the Vishnu actually grants it. And what is the platform that is higher than the Brahmaloka? There is only one platform, which is his own abode. So he he creates a world which is on the same platform as his personal abode, which is on the local Vaikuntha platform, which is, and then he gives it to Dhruva. And we know about the Samudra Matan, right? The churning of the ocean. This is the Kshira Sagara that happens. And this Kshira Sagara is accessible to the demigods who visit there to get guidance from Vishnu whenever there is universal crisis. But his actual permanent abode is Vaikuntha, and that is only accessible for the liberated souls. There are like the Jaya and Vijaya who always make sure that the people who are entering there are the liberated souls. So you can think of this um, abode of Vishnu as the gateway to the Vaikuntha planets. And the Vaikuntha, the eternal Vaikuntha abode has a local in every universe and a representation or a manifestation which is on the ocean of milk, and that's where the demigods go. When someone says that, oh, the demigods went to Vaikuntha to get guidance, they're actually going to the Kshira Sagara, which is the local manifestation of Vishnu, to get the guidance. And then, yeah, so in conclusion, what we can understand is the three Vishnus are Karanodakasai Vishnu, who is the aggregate of all material elements, who lies on the Karana ocean, and he agitates through his glances and he enters into every universe as Garbhodakasai Vishnu. And within the universe, in order for everything to get animated, he again enters that expands in the within universe as Kshirodakasai Vishnu, or the regular Vishnu, which we call. And he is present in every cell and every both organic and inorganic matter. And once whoever knows this, he becomes free from material conditions of birth, death, old age, and disease. So we might think, right, like let's say there is this toy where there is glitter, everything settles down. What do? You go and activate it, right? So someone, and if these particles have life, will they question that, hey, why did you activate? No, because it is a higher power, like I am there, I can activate, and it is to make it more attractive. Similarly, the Vishnu, like Prabhupada was mentioning in the purport, and it will come in Canto 3, it is out of his own free will that he activates this Mahatattva and makes these living entities enter. And it is, if we question that why I got activated, I would like to be dull and sleeping in the Mahavishnu body eternally. No, we are it's not possible. But of course, if we want to really do that, then yeah, we can spend this many millions of lifetimes not seeking liberation, and we might become the dull matter. But a living entity will true happiness will come when in the act when there is activity. The true nature of a living entity is it always wants to be active. The soul cannot be inactive, and that's why Krishna is giving us the provision by activating this and giving the 1/4 of the living entities the opportunity to go and be permanently in an activity in the relationship with the Supreme Lord and enjoy with Him. And so other question that come up is, why did I fall into this? Why I was the first 1/4 of the living entity, not the 3/4? There is so various reasons. And we all came for whatever reason, and only Krishna will know that. And one of Acharyas will give the example is, we are currently struggling in this material world trying to keep up. And if we take the shelter of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet as by chanting, his boat will come. And once the boat comes for the rescue, what we should do, we should immediately get on the boat and go there and then ask whatever questions we have. Because that answer, I cannot answer why you are here, you cannot answer why I am here. But if the boat is coming and you are questioning, first tell me why I fell into the material world, we are in the material world only. So we should always take the shelter get on the material, get on the boat. Then when we reach the Krishna's abode, then we can ask the question, Krishna, why I came to this material world in the first place? Okay, with that I will close today's session and give up any time for questions.
Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much for insightful session. So Prabhuji, like you mentioned, Mahavishnu is the first Purusha avatar. What about like Sankarsana, the Aniruddha, like they formed first and then like Mahavishnu came,
Yeah.
right, Prabhuji?
So all those expansions are in the spiritual world. When it comes to material world, starts with Mahavishnu.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Very great session, Prabhu. I mean, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, he lies at and resides at Paramatma in every living entity, as well as she sleeps in milk ocean. So milk ocean exactly where it is situated. It is in Vaikuntha or it is in every planetary system in upper planet.
So that's what we discussed, right? It is the Kshirodasai Vishnu's abode is Vaikuntha in the spiritual world, but in order to give mercy, he also manifests in every universe on the Kshira Sagara, which is the milk ocean. And that milk ocean is described as on a plane that is much higher than the Brahmaloka also.
So though it is within material world, but it is higher than Brahman.
And it doesn't touch the material world directly, so it is difficult to envision. But then even Brahmaloka is under the Maya, but this the abode of Kshirodasai Vishnu, it doesn't come under the influence of Maya in the material world, but it is still accessible to the demigods to get some guidance. You can think of like a small opening into the material world, like a gateway where
It's like a embassy office.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though American embassy office there in India, that embassy office is not under the jurisdiction of Indian rules.
That's a nice analogy. Yeah.
Okay. And it is below the Birja river.
Yes. I mean, it is you cannot say above, below, but it is manifested like with this unimaginable, inconceivable, achintya potencies. But if you see above or below, because it is the material world is below the Viraja ocean or Viraja river, you might think that it is there. But since on the other hand, it is also not under the influence of material world, it is manifest in there, like it is the spiritual world only, but untouched by the material energy.
Another question. So the lower planetary system than Bhuloka. So since as you mentioned, half of the planetary system is filled with water coming out of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So lower planetary system are within the water, is it?
Within the Garbhoda ocean, yes.
No,
Okay, so
actually, on top of the water, if you see that Goloka chart, Garbhodakasai Vishnu will be there and water will be there, and from his novel, Brahma will come and Brahma will manifest all these 14 planetary systems. Of course, water is there everywhere. Even in the Earth planets also, water is there if you dig little bit. So, it's not in the water. It's on the water, you can see.
On the yeah.
not immersed with the water. As like in Bhurlok Prabhuji, we have water same way, but they have
Yeah,
not
it's
like
these
this.
are all minute details. Those are all not so important. Prabhupada did not make much importance for all those intricacies. Our aim is to understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the topmost personalities. They are the creators. Our job is to surrender to them. So that is the essence. These are all, Prabhupada did not pay much attention about all these minute things, how Loka will be there, all the stuff. But There is one Maharaj, he did cosmology analysis. I think he started one university here. We invited him one of our online class. I think I forgot his name. Bhakti Rag, some institute, some university he started, spiritual university he started in America. So he wrote all those details, cosmology. This is a very wide subject. It's difficult to predict and difficult to understand. Every religion proposed a theory about the cosmology, but if you take all ancient theories are aligning with that. So yeah, um, in summary is the whole creation is done by the Vishnu, and by understanding that bigger picture of the Vishnu, will have more surrenderance. If we don't elaborate this much about the greatness of the Lord, we'll never surrender to Him. Oh, we'll think like that. Okay, he's also another person like me. So in that mode, we need to take all this creation subject matter.
Okay.
Yeah. When it comes third canto, I'll take one detailed session. Me or Kalindi. We did some research about this cosmology, and we have some depth of how Earth planet is round at the same time flat. How this all um, different partitions happen. This whole creation is created some 9 partitions, and each partition it's big subject matter. Prabhupada did not pay much attention about that subject matter.
Okay, Prabhuji, got it. And Prabhuji, in third canto, when you were covering the position of sun, how the sun's effect, like all those things,
Yeah, that
if
is
you can
also
cover
will be
that.
there. That is also will be there. In third canto, fourth canto is your your brain will spin. It's like complete science.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very interactive thing. Very wonderful thing. Yeah, like just I want to add one point. Prabhu asked it. Prabhu told so many times, if Krishna comes, if you go to once you get into the abode, you can ask why I am put into this material world. The same question Narad Mahamuni asked. Of course, he went there in the mind. I want to ask a question, and Krishna asked Narad Mahamuni, "I'm feeling thirsty. Can you get one glass of water?" So Narad Mahamuni went to walk on the road, and he's trying to get some water, and he fell onto his eyes fell onto a one beautiful woman, and he followed, and then he get married, and then so much family got established, and all of a sudden some big floods came, and he was drowning in the floods. He's trying to save everyone, but he couldn't save. And then by the time he opened his eyes, he saw that Krishna. Then Krishna asked, "You want to know what is Maya and why you are into put into this?" Ah, no, Mahaprabhu. Just I had a desire and you showed me full picture. So we are all had a strong desire. That's why we are all here. This is all because of us, not because of the Lord. So Lord will not interfere our personal free will. So very wonderful. It's a very enlightening subject matter. So with that, we'll conclude. Uh, let's thank His Grace Patitapavana Prabhu by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Let's offer our prayer to Lord Narasimhadeva for his protection, to our congregation members and entire the world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityurnamamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityurnamamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityurnamamyam. Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Let's offer our obeisances all assembled Vaishnavas who gave a wonderful opportunity to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhobhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So coming Sunday is Radhastami, Srimati Radharani's appearance day, suitable for fasting till afternoon. We'll circulate those information, and we are going to celebrate Sri Radhastami in the evening, coming Sunday evening, with Abhishekam and all other activities will be there. So in this whole week, let's pray Srimati Radharani to give more and more mercy to understand Krishna and to accept Krishna, this fallen soul. Yeah. So we wish you a very, very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. We'll have a regular Srimad Bhagavatam class tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Until that, thank you very much. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically and wind up the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय. अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्ण. Thank you all.